Hello and welcome to the Executive Protection Lifestyle Podcast, Season 2.
With your host, Byron Rodgers. This podcast is dedicated to the executive protection practitioner, the private security professional. In this podcast, we're going to talk about the mental, emotional, psychological, physiological fitness that goes into being an efficient and effective executive protection agent. Whether you're in law enforcement, whether you're a mom that's looking at how to protect her children, or a father that's focused on how to protect his family, I believe this podcast has something for all of you. We might even get into some tales from the crypts of true Hollywood stories from time to time. I'm doing this podcast because I feel the reality of this job is simple. If you really want to be good at executive protection, it's more than just a job. It really is a lifestyle. And those of you who've been in the game for any serious amount of time, you already know what I'm saying is true. So if that sounds interesting to you, enjoy the show. Out.
Boom! Yo, what's up, guys? Byron Rodgers back with another episode of Executive Protection Lifestyle Podcast. This one's going to be one I don't think you guys are going to see coming. We've got some amazing stuff coming up in this episode. I'm here with the CEO of a company that it's almost like a movement. You know, it's taken our industry by storm. It's taken the civilian market by storm. Innocent Armor with their CEO, Mike Wang, here hanging with us. How you doing, Mike?
Great. How you doing, Byron?
I'm doing good. I'm glad we finally got to get this thing done.
Yeah. Thank you for the invitation. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and thanks for your flexibility. Admittedly, you know, I'm hoping Mike doesn't think I'm a diva at this point because he sent me some gear, and I got to do I've been testing it and messing with it and beating it up, and I'm going to do a review here pretty soon. But it's been taking me a while with this coronavirus thing going on. Business has been booming, so I'm definitely looking forward to rolling that out to you guys. You guys will see a link to that down beneath this episode when I put it out. But Mike's been really flexible with me. So I say thank you for that.
It's all good.
Yeah. I appreciate that, you know. We are here to talk about something I don't know if a lot of people know about. But I think is quite an asset to the individual in a world that's dealing with the uncertainty and the active human threats that we're facing. Would you mind just giving us a quick overview, the cliff notes on what Innocent Armor is, sir?
Sure, Byron. So Innocent Armor is a premium line of bullet-resistant clothing. So it's everyday clothing that has a NIJ level 3A protection, which is the highest amount of protection you can have in soft body armor. And it's the same level of protection that police officers are wearing.
Outstanding. Go ahead.
Oh, so the clothing is discreet. So everybody knows the tactical armor, the stuff that the SWAT team's wearing, or police officers. You can tell that they're wearing body armor. Ours is just regular day clothing. So we have leather jackets, denim jackets, polo jackets, T-shirts. That is discreet. So when you're wearing it, people have no idea that you're actually protected.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. For the executive protection professional, I think it's a no-brainer. It's kind of like, sweet, I can offer a higher level of protection more often, you know, and I think that's valuable to us and to our clients, you know, especially when we're going into environments where, you know, being PC and discretion and, you know, all the visual cues that we offer when we enter an environment are very important. So it's
definitely. My partner and I looked at it, and there was a void there because there's obviously there's body armor's been around forever. And we're just kind of redefining what body armor can actually entail. So this is very discreet. I wear it sometimes at the airport while I'm traveling. People have no idea that I'm wearing it.
Wow. How on that, what is what happens at the airport when you're wearing it? You roll through TSA. Do they give you any headaches about that?
No, because they have no idea that I'm wearing it. It's like a regular jacket.
Yeah.
going through TSA approved, you don't even have to take the jacket off. But if you're not going through like a TSA approved, if you're not TSA approved traveler, then you would just take the jacket off, put it inside the in the canister in the bin, and just send it through. But there's really nothing's going to trigger it because there's no metal or anything in it.
Yeah. Well, it's not an aggressive, offensive piece of like weaponry. It's protective.
Yeah, it's just the opposite. It's trying to protect people from potential, gun violence, danger. or even knives or other, spike resistant, spike and resistant too. And
edge weapons and all that fun
certain
stuff.
Pieces of our collection.
Outstanding. Yeah, I traveled with a plate in one of my backpacks. Not a plate, but a piece of armor in one of my backpacks as well.
The hard plate, right? The hard.
No, it's soft armor.
Oh, soft.
And I just have had it in there forever. And when I go through TSA, they just pull it out. They're like, they have to check the bag and then like pull it out. And they're like, they have no idea what it is 90% of the time. And they're like, we can't see through your bag. I'm like, yeah, there's is a body armor in the back there, just some bullet resistant paneling. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they, put it back in and we're good. So that's the only hiccup I've ever had with it. God bless.
Yeah, I mean, this bullet resistant material is regular materials that are used for other purposes. But, we're just using it as body armor. So it's materials that are used in a lot of other applications.
Yeah, 100%. And I love the discreet nature of it. So with this podcast, we always like to dig into the individual. I like to understand the man behind the work, behind the career, the where these ideas, and these great people that we get to have on here come from. So, who would you say you are at your core, sir?
Well, I believe in altruism. I've always felt like it was the right thing to do to help other people. And that's why I was in the medical industry for 28 years. I was in orthopedics and I supplied instruments and implants. And I had a very positive impact on people because people got better after they went through the procedure using our equipment. And, but I felt like I needed to make a little bit more impact on more people. So I went on sabbatical and I traveled around the world. And as I was traveling from each country, two common themes kept coming up. Number one, like everybody wanted to go to the United States because it's the land of opportunity, right? But the other theme that kept coming up was people kept asking me, is it safe to live in the US? Because there's so many mass shootings. And that's when the light bulb went off for me because I'm thinking, wow, okay, I need to start a movement towards personal protection. And that's basically how Innocent Armor came into being. That's how it was born out of necessity in these times right now. It's just something that people are kind of wanting and feel like they need.
Yeah. No, I've had the exact same experience traveling the world. I've had people, how do you guys deal with all the guns? Like they think it's like the wild, wild west out there. We're like, people are just shooting each other all the time. And, God bless them. It's not for all the international listeners. It's not, it's something, I guess it's a component of our culture, but it's not in any way something that really, affects us, until something happens. But really, it's not something that holds us back. I don't think.
Sensationalism. I mean,
yeah,
that stuff sells. So people, it's way more blown out of proportion than what's really happening, as you know.
Absolutely. So you kind of answered how you got into this line of work is you recognized a void that needed to be filled, a concern people had. And you kind of mentioned that, you have an altruistic framework of values that drives you. through this, kind of through life. What would you say is really your mission with the work you're doing right now with Innocent Armor?
It's spreading this movement towards personal protection. The people that are buying the body armor right now, it's a wide spectrum. Initially, it just made a lot of sense. The target market was going to be undercover police officers, security people, but now we have 71-year-old grandmothers buying a piece so they can go to the grocery stores and feel safe, right?
Yeah.
And then we have people that are jewelry store owners. So a lot of people that are handling a lot of large amounts of cash, they feel like they need to have that extra layer of protection. And landlords are going into areas to collect rent, maybe in areas that are a little bit seedy. So it's really been interesting. So like I said, this movement is gaining momentum. I mean, the biggest problem that we have right now is people don't know that it exists. I mean, we're literally into our fourth month since the inception of Innocent Armor. So with these type of video casts that you're providing for us, Byron, and we've been supporting a lot of other causes and things too that have been giving us a little bit more exposure. We're going to be featured on a CNBC episode where it's talking about safety and innovation that's available now. So all these things are going to help contribute to the education of society and what's available to them now, so people can feel safer.
That is really legitimately. All I was thinking while we were talking is I'm like, it really comes down to people feeling safer, And right now, with all the uncertainty we're dealing with the coronavirus, we're shooting this episode under quarantine right now. At least I am. I'm in Cali. I'm in California.
Yeah. I am too. I'm with you, Byron. I feel you.
Yeah. So fortunately, it hasn't affected my industry in ways that I'd feared. So we're still looked at as essential to maintain, protect property and life and stuff like that. So we've been allowed to move. And I honestly really haven't experienced too many changes as a result of the quarantine. But I mean, I would think that your clientele, civilians, myself, this would be quite an asset to have in such uncertain times, to be able to go to the grocery store, but to have an armored backpack on, to have an armored shirt or jacket on,
Absolutely. Again, it's just education. People don't realize there's this is option for them, a viable option, right? But it's we're laying all the groundwork. We're doing the right things. People are starting to, influencers on social media, such as yourself, are getting the word out for us, and that's all we can really do right now is get the word out.
Yeah, 100%. And I think something else I'm really noticing is peace in times of uncertainty really comes from preparedness, and so I'm noticing a lot of the people that have, and I mean, this is a value I've learned in life, but for all you guys listening, getting a piece of this armor to where you can move around in society and not be a weirdo, not look like you're a prepper. It's valuable. You feel safer, and that comes back to that feeling of safety that you're able to have because you're prepared.
Yeah. So we've had like 35 reviews now of people that have purchased our product, and that's a very common theme. That I want to have clothing that's, I don't look like a dork, that's stylish, but it's also very discreet and people don't realize I'm wearing body armor. So all that stuff, I think it makes a lot of sense nowadays. I mean, it's not for everyone, but for people that want that extra layer protection, it's available to them now. So that's all, that's all we're trying to do is provide a possible solution for people.
Right. Absolutely. And you can armor yourself, to the place where our law enforcement professionals are and still move around the public. So it's I dig it. So looking at a lot of the stuff, let's see here. ShieldTec. Can you explain what exactly ShieldTec is?
Yeah, ShieldTec is our trademark brand of ballistic resistant panels. So it encompasses two different types of panels. We have one that's an ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. Basically what it is, it's a copolymer of plastic. So it's very lightweight. It's very resistant, very strong. So it really lends itself well for being a bullet resistant material. And the other one is it's an aramid, which is a synthetic fiber. It's a little bit more flexible. It's also very highly resistant, or very lightweight. And both of them offer the same level of protection regarding bullets. But the aramid or the synthetic fiber is a little bit more flexible. So both of them have a little bit of a break-in period to kind of mold to your body. But the synthetic fiber will be a little bit thinner and a little bit more flexible. But as far as it's NIJ level 3A, so it's going to stop pretty much any gun violence you're going to encounter in the United States. But the copolymer or the polyethylene will also offer the stab resistance and the spike resistant, which is more, it's actually more needed in countries outside the U.S. because, for example, the UK, when I was there at a meeting, the first question they had was, is this stab and spike resistant? Because they don't have as many guns as they do here in the United States. But both of them are going to offer very high protection. It's just going to be depending on like a choice for the consumer, which one they kind of prefer.
Solid. So having that edge weapon protection capability is huge. Honestly, even for me in close crowds, 9 times out of 10, I'm much more concerned with edge weapons when we're in close working with large crowds. Maybe it just comes from my bouncing days, but that's valuable. The jacket that I've been checking out, it's like perfect. It like kind of looks like a Dickie jacket, like, oh, I'm just a dude with a jacket on, like, cool, I'm just chilling, but it's that warm and fuzzy you get knowing like, nah, I'm not getting stabbed today, or, I have that armor and I can still move in it. I can still shoot in it. I can still present my weapon without resistance, and all that. So,
so the nice thing about Byron is the panels, as you probably noticed, there's these zippered sleeves that are built into the jackets. Yeah. So you can remove those panels. So depending on the situation you're in, if you're in close quarters and you feel like you want to have that stab and spike resistance, you can put in the polyethylene fibers, polyethylene panels. But if you're kind of, just out and about, you want something a little bit more comfortable, maybe a little bit more flexible, you can slip in the synthetic fiber, the aramid panels. So they're interchangeable, which is kind of nice. That's nice.
Heck yeah, absolutely. Have that modular approach. And I dig that. What would you say about ShieldTec? Now, what is FitTec? Is that?
So FitTec is, because I was telling you about the panels have a break-in period. Mm-hmm. So what it is, it's a unique set of panels, both whether it's the copolymer or the synthetic fiber. But it'll actually become molded to your body, so it kind of becomes a semi-custom fit. And so that's nice. It's I used the analogy of a baseball glove. If people played baseball in the past, when you get the glove,
it's that mitt,
right. It doesn't move or anything. But then after a while, as you break it in, it's molded right to your hand. It's like it becomes part of your hand. So it's the same thing with this. With these jackets and shirts.
Outstanding. Yeah. As I continue working this thing, start working it in, getting more movement into it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Let's go over some quick products, like products you're excited about, different kind of the product line, what you guys are offering right now.
Well, our best sellers right now are the down vest that you have. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have a leather jacket, which is it's actually a Harley Davidson inspired leather jacket. It's like a biker jacket, but the materials that we're using are some of the highest quality materials you're going to find in the world. So I mean, you've seen your piece. How I mean, there's a lot of thought put into the construction of these pieces because
it doesn't feel like all the focus was on the armor.
No.
So like when I picked it up, I instantly noticed like, this is good quality leather. This leather moves. This is nice high-end leather. That was instantly, I was like, awesome, Well,
that's, I mean, one of our trademark phrases is style meets protection, because I mean, we don't want to have something that's going to give you protection, but it doesn't look good. You're not going to wear it, right? So These pieces are all engineered to be very high quality, to look stylish, and then also give you that protection. So it's, we spend time and energy focusing on putting these pieces out.
Yeah, no, and it's obvious when you pick it up, it's like, okay, this is nice. Like I got a bunch of buddies that would love to wear this, especially that jacket, that leather jacket. The only thing is, in Cali, it's not cold enough half the time. So that's why I went with the other piece.
Yeah, I know. I wear the leather jacket a lot. That's my favorite piece.
That's one of your favorite ones? That's awesome. What?
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No. What else would you say? Let's see. I know you guys had a backpack that was pretty sweet as well that I've got a hold of.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of sad when they had the back to school sales. Actually, bullet resistant or bulletproof backpacks was a thing. So you sold at Target and Walmart. So it's just another piece that potentially can be used in case of any kind of gun violence. So so we have that backpack. We have in multiple colors, so people can pick their favorite color. But it's again, we're just trying to find pieces that make sense for people that are going to be able to be usable for certain situations.
Absolutely, and I will say I have kind of a thing for backpacks. Like I probably buy a new backpack like I try not to, but probably once a quarter. I got like a thing. I see a backpack. I'm like, that's my next bag right there. So I've got a closet of backpacks. So I dig the pocket configuration you guys have on that. That's what it's all about. You got you got your main pocket, you got your laptop pocket, you got nice pockets on the outside so I can still get access to things, quick access to things. So I'm loving that backpack. You guys are gonna see some stuff on that backpack for sure. No, I appreciate that one. And then you guys have a denim jacket as well.
Yes, denim jacket. We have the polo jacket, which has actually been very popular among security because it's just very, very.
Look like a dude with a jacket.
What's that?
Go ahead.
Oh, the polo jacket. It's just a very common looking, jacket that people wear, especially among security officers. It looks like a jacket that a lot of them are wearing already, except it has the level 3A protection.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then we have like a women's leather jacket and women's down vest. So we have a couple pieces for women. And then we have this, it's a concealable vest, which is more like tactical body armor.
Okay.
It's similar to what some of the police officers and some other people are wearing underneath like their shirts or underneath their jackets now. And then we have a t-shirt that is also, offers protection, which is kind of discreet looking. So I actually sometimes wear it under a sport coat. So,
really?
Yeah. So that's been a nice addition to it.
does the T-shirt offer as much protection as the other over pieces?
Yeah, the T-shirt is actually a level 2 protection, and it can be. We can again interchange it, put in the level 3A, but since it's a T-shirt, we want to make it a little bit more low profile, more comfortable. So we put the level 2 in, which again is going to handle most gun violence that you encounter in the United States. But yeah,
I dig it. I like that. That's awesome. That's good to go. Yeah, no, instantly the Dickie jacket, or I call it the Dickie jacket, but the polo jacket is probably one of my favorite, just ultra low pro. You just kind of look like a guy with a jacket on. It's like you don't even think twice when you see something with that one on. And the backpack, because of versatility, you can take a backpack with you everywhere all the time. You know what I mean? Yes. Those are the two pieces that jumped out to me. The leather jacket, I just like the quality of the leather instantly. When I touched it, I was like, oh, this is awesome. A bunch of my buddies would love this thing. Those are the pieces that really, and then the vest, obviously, you guys, people that follow me know I be rocking vests all the time. I'm all about the vest because you can wear it with anything. You can just throw it over. You can just have it in your car and, hey, I'm going to another detail. Threat levels increased. Let me just throw this vest on real quick. Not going to spook the client, not going to spook the Royal Guard or anyone else. And boom, here I am with it.
Remind me, which piece do you have? You have the polo jacket or you have the vest? I forgot now.
I've got the polo jacket and I've got a backpack.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So those are the two. Y'all be seeing some reviews and some torture testing with here soon when I do that.
Looking forward.
Absolutely. Well, the target demographic is basically anyone who wants to feel safe, which I really like because, with especially this Corona thing, people have had to realize personal protection is your responsibility. It's an individual responsibility.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the law enforcement are going to try to do the best they can, but I mean, you're probably, no one's going to look out for yourself better than you, right? So it's, why not throw on a piece that, people aren't going to really know that you have on anyway, and just feel that sense of comfort. I'm walking I have a dog here in downtown. I live in downtown Los Angeles, but I throw on my bullet resistant piece when I go out and walking my dog because, you just don't know. I think it's better safe than sorry, right?
100%. I think we should all, in the perfect world, I think we should all have some weapon for self-defense, some protective armor, and some medical equipment in or around us, second line, first line, second line gear around our persons. That's why I'd like to see civilians roll. What does the future look like? Any future developments you can tell us about? What do you guys for the company? What direction are you guys moving in? Or you just
well, we're looking at adding more pieces to our collection. Right now we're in the fall and winter. We're moving into spring now, right? So we're looking at other pieces for the spring and the summer. So that's what we're looking at right now. We're looking at other materials for the bullet resistant panels. So I think it's going to be an ongoing thing to keep improving our product and providing a better solution for people. So that's what we're working on. Yes.
100%. No, and it's, I think, when did you say the company was kicked off?
You'll like this. So it was an idea on September 18th of 2019. By November 15th, our online store opened up. So it's less than 2 months later. And then so now we're in March. Today's March 21st. So we're like 4 months into it. Outstanding.
And it's been, it's an internet. You guys are already getting international traction.
Yes. It's been a wild ride. I think, when we came up with the idea and we thought there was a void, we weren't sure how people were going to react to it, but the response has been widely positive. And I haven't really had anybody say, "Oh, that doesn't really make a lot of sense," because I mean, it does make sense, right? So
Yeah, in today's world.
our biggest problem, like, and our biggest challenge right now, like I was telling you early on, was people still don't know about it because we're in an infancy right now. But we're doing a lot of things to try to get more exposure, get the word out, spread the movement. We do have, so we sponsored it was a contest to design a patch for the fallen officers of 2019.
Wow.
And so, you know, we're trying to promote different causes. We contributed one of our pieces to the VFW chapter in somewhere in the South, but as a raffle prize. We've, you know, there's actually, this is a very interesting one. So there's Burt Reynolds was an old actor.
Yeah.
And he did this. He was one of the characters that he played. He was called Smokey and the Bandit. And what he did was he drove cross country and then was driving at high speeds and trying to evade different police officers. It was a pretty good series for Hollywood, and they had sequels and stuff. But there's been some police officers that have actually taken that, and now it's called Cannonball Memorial Run, and Hollywood's actually licensed the name to these officers. But what they do is they will drive nonstop across the country, visit all the families of officers that have actually been in the line of fire, or line of in
duty,
in their duty. And so we're going to be one of the sponsors for that too. So we're trying to do the right things. Promote very good causes, and get the word out. So I think we're on the right track. We're providing this very feasible solution for people, and we're promoting causes that should be promoted. So I think we're doing the right things.
That's awesome, and it's good to know your company has those values and appreciates our fallen heroes and all that stuff. That's refreshing in today's America.
I mean, people are putting their lives, or giving their lives to provide a safer environment for all of us, and it needs to be recognized and appreciated. And I think people, one of the things that I kind of see in society that people aren't grateful enough, and we want to show our gratitude to the people that are, and thank them for their service. That it's allowing us to have the freedom to do things that we want to do. And that's why people look at the United States and, see, wow, that's the land of opportunity. That's land of freedom. That's where I want to go. And so, I mean, we got to thank these people, be grateful.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Absolutely. That's I always mess it up, man. But Albert Einstein has a quote. It's one that I love, and he says something along the lines of 100 times a day I try to remind myself that the life and world that I live in has been given to me by countless men and women who've given their lives work to get us here, essentially. And I just basically try to live my life to be worthy of those sacrifices.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, Byron, it's just the fact that you and I and these other people are on this earth, the probability is so minuscule that we're even here. So
unimaginable.
It's crazy. So we should be, every day that we wake up, we should be so grateful. I mean, I realized about 4 or 5 years ago that my belief system kind of follows what Stoicism is. And Stoicism is what the Greeks kind of practice with Socrates and Plato. But one of their big ideas is called memento mori, which means
Remember your mortality. We can leave life right now, man.
Right. So I have these medallions that I wear. Necklaces. But and some people go, "Wow, that's kind of morbid. Why would you like think that?" And that's not the purpose, and that's not their point. The point is, if you know that this could possibly be the last day that you're on this earth, you probably wouldn't worry so much about little things, and probably try to do things that. And not wait around, but try to do things that are very positive, right? And that's all they're trying to do is say, hey, you should take each and every day that you wake up and try to make a positive impact on people and on yourself. That's the whole point of things. I mean,
that's living.
That's living. Life is really trying to help others. That when it comes down to it. That's
when you really
thing, you help people, you help your family, you help your friends, help people that have needs, and I think that's the right thing to do.
I couldn't agree more. Blessed be blessing, strong, so we can serve on a high level. I'm right there with you, man. I carry this memento mori coin with me everywhere I go.
Me too, yeah.
I have it tattooed on my arm, for me, the genesis was just in Iraq when I got lit up by an IED, 60-some pounds of explosives. Wow. And I think I was reborn in that moment because I just remember being like, man, I'm like 19. I haven't even lived. And, now it's just hard to get under my skin because I'm just like, Tony Robbins says, if you turn your expectation into appreciation, every day becomes a miracle. Like, this is some beautiful stuff we get to do, so.
Absolutely. I think one of the perspectives I had traveling around the world too is people in other countries are way more content and way more appreciative and grateful of what they have. And they don't have as much as people in the US.
So much less.
But they're just way more content. They're not always looking to get the next car, to get the next house. I mean, material stuff isn't really that important, It's really creating as many positive memories as you can. Right? That's
life.
That's life. That's what life's about. That's what it's all about.
I agree. That's the highlight reel you're going to see before you die. I've seen it once.
When people are being interviewed on their deathbed, no one says, "Hey, I wish I could have worked a little bit harder." Right?
Yeah.
No, I wish I worked a little bit more. It's more, I wish I spent time with my family. I wish I had traveled more. So, you got to really, our time here on earth is it's very short. It's very ephemeral.
Very short.
So you gotta do things that make sense for you, and that are positive, going to be a positive impact for you and for your family and friends. That's what's really important.
And I think I hear you saying too, and I think this is true. You're going to be thinking about your contribution. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be thinking.
Right? You want to think about your legacy, and my legacy is that I hope that I leave to my my family and my children and stuff. Is that I tried to do the right things. I tried to help people. I was fair to everyone, and I was a good person. It's very simple, but that's why I want people to kind of remember me as.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I contributed, made people stronger, made people better. You're making people safer. I'm trying to make people safer. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
So I commend you for that, fighting this battle in your own way, and using your gifts and medical background and your heart for helping people to try to help people be safer and live longer, more fruitful lives. It's a great contribution.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I think it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing.
I dig it. That's that altruistic side you were talking about. I love it. That's good. It's clean energy, man. That's outstanding. So for the listeners too, we were talking about a discount code, like 10% off for the listeners. Can we still do that?
Absolutely. We can come together and decide on a code. It could be Byron 10, whatever we want. But you can get creative and come up with a different one. But we don't have to maybe decide that right now. But if you want to decide, throw it out so people know. It's up to you.
Usually my code is Byron.
Yeah.
Just Byron. And I guess they're all 10% right now. So build up after that.
Okay, so that's done. Byron 10.
Boom.
Let's do it.
That's what's up. You guys heard it here first. Online, when you make a purchase, use Byron, you get your 10% off.
There you go. Perfect.
And outstanding, and protect yourself and your loved ones. I dig it.
Yes.
Good to go. So let's see here. Last few questions, closing questions. Do you have a favorite quote or mantra or saying?
Yeah, we kind of went over that a little bit with the Stoics, but the one that I kind of live my whole life with is live life without any regrets. And it kind of follows along the lines of Stoicism. Like, for example, when I grew up actually in New England, in New Hampshire. And after I graduated college, I told all my family and my friends that I was heading over to California. And people are shaking their head like, well, that's crazy. Why would you do that? I mean, what if you don't like that place? And I'm thinking, here, and I didn't like it, I could always go back. But I didn't want to have any regrets thinking that, hey, I wonder what if, right? So that's kind of how I've always lived my life.
Outstanding. Live life with no regrets. One ritual or one habit or thing that you could instruct people or encourage people to do that would help them be better people or better at what they do, better protection, what would you say?
I think situational awareness. It's being in this space. I've kind of heard that term quite a bit now, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, you can wear the armor and it's going to help you, but I think more importantly is to recognize your surroundings. And now with this coronavirus, they also have the social distancing, right? It's but all that stuff I think is important. I walk downtown a lot. Well, not anymore, but people are always wearing headphones like yours. Some of them are noise canceling, so that's not very good. That's not a smart idea. So just realizing, just be aware of like what's around you. I think that's the most important thing in terms of being safe.
Yeah, 100%. Outstanding. Well, Mike, thanks so much once again for spending this time with us.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure, Byron. I'm glad we were able to do this. And let's get the word out. Spread this movement.
Absolutely. 100%. It's so in line with everything I'm trying to do. It's perfect. We got the same values. This is good.
Awesome.
Looking forward to everything, sir. Looking forward to getting out of quarantine so we can have that range day too.
There you go. But it'll happen. I mean, it'll happen. So
yes, sir.
Be patient.
Absolutely. All right, good to go. Well, thank you again for your time.
Oh, you're welcome.
And real quick though, the website. What is your website? Where can everyone find you guys?
Yeah, so it's just www.innocentarmor.com.
Okay, and you're on Instagram as well?
Yes.
You're on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay, Instagram and Facebook as well. Social media.
Social media is where it's at.
It's where the eyeballs are right now. So
that's where it's at.
Yeah, we ride the wave. All right, sir. You stay safe, stay healthy, and I look forward to the next time.
YouTube.
Say again?
We have a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay, and a YouTube channel. Yeah, you guys will get all the links underneath this episode, so we'll make sure that's all there.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thanks, Byron. Thanks for having me on your show, and appreciate it.
Sounds good. We'll keep doing what we're doing. Take care. Talk soon.
Yo, if you're a private security professional wanting to take your game to the next level, go to executiveprotectiontrainingday.com to check out my personal success package for private security professionals. Check it out, executiveprotectiontrainingday.com. And remember, y'all, hard skills do save lives, but soft skills get you paid. Boom. Boom. And to support this podcast, go to executiveprotectionlifestyle.com and contribute to our Patreon account. That Patreon account is what helps me make this podcast possible, contributing to this brand, what we're doing here, making it so that I can bring better guests on, making it so that we can plan more events and just expand the contribution to the private security industry, and also to making America a safer place. Do whatever you can, contribute whatever you can, because it makes all of these things possible. Thanks for those contributions. Yo, and before we go, I got a shout out to the sponsors, starting out with Primary Weapon Systems, PWS. They truly are the evolution of the rifle. Use Byron for 10% off. Grayman and Company, the most comfortable tactical suits in the game. Use Byron for 10% off with them. Ballistic Theory. You're going to start seeing a lot of stuff with me in Ballistic Theory because they got good ammo for good prices. Use Byron for my discount with those guys as well. Last but not least, Executive Protection Institute. Hey, go check them out and get your executive protection education on. Until the next podcast, this is Byron Rodgers, protector by nature and by trade. Out.